Hey guys, welcome back to Selenium with Java, September 2023 batch, online training session 6. In today's session, I will cover most of the important Java advanced part, which is the Java input output operation, Java collection framework, and Java multithreading. So, in case you want to do some operation with any folder structure or file, it can be Notepad or it can be Excel file, it can be other file also. Then what are the way, right? How you can do the operation, all this stuff. So Java is already having some sort of important features like classes, methods available through which you can interact with the file, primarily folder structure, note file, all this stuff. But in case you want to operate with the Excel file, so you can do it with the help of Selenium WebDriver, where you can take the help from the Apache PyJar file, through which you can also interact with the Excel file also. So slowly I'll be letting you know how to deal with the Excel file, primarily in the framework part, because most of the time in the real time, right, we'll be reading and writing the data from the Excel file instead of like writing in the as a code. So we'll be trying to read and data from the Excel file as well. So file handling in Java implies reading from and writing data to a file. The file class from the java.io package allows user to work with different format of files. There are many ways to read a file in Java. User can use buffer reader, file reader, and file class. Similarly, there are many ways to write the file in Java also. You can use file writer, buffer writer, files, or file output stream. These are the different important methods available in file class, right? So can read, it will give you the boolean value, whether you can check whether file is readable or not. Can write, also it will give you boolean value true or false. You can, through which you can check whether the file is writable or not. Create new file, you can create a new file. Okay, delete means you can delete the folder or file. Exist through which you can check whether any particular file or folder exists. Get name, through which you can check whether a particular file, what is the name. Get absolute path, you can also check the absolute path of the file. Length, in case any file is there, right, in case you want to get how many characters is available, right, you can get the length of the file in bytes. And mk directory, through which you can create a folder structure or directory. So let's see how we can first deal with the folder structure, and then we can slowly how can we deal with the file. So in case you want to create a folder, so you need to create an object of the file class where you need to provide the reference path of the folder. So I'll go to my Eclipse. I already created a class for session 6. So in the main method I will try to create a object called file class. So this is the file class available in Java, new file, and where I can give the path within the double quote, right, which file I want to, right, access it. So in that particular, in my drive, right, Selenium training folder is already there, in which I want to create a folder called today's date, right. Say today's is 23 September. So that file structure I want to create it. So still Selenium training is already available, but I want to create a folder called 23 September. So you could see some warning messages, error messages there, because I need to import the file class from the java.io package. Then what is the command in case I want to create the folder? So I need to take the help from the file object, and there is a right option available called mk directory. You could see it will create the directory named by abstract path name. Okay, so mk directory where I can create the folder. Now in case if you just run the code simply, what will be the output? Output will be your folder will be created. So folder will be created. Let's try to run it and let's see whether that Selenium training, the 23rd September folder is created or not. Let's go to that here. You could see now that particular folder is created. Once the folder is created, then you can just only get the path and you can access the file. So you no need to create again and again and again. Right, after once the folder is created, you can check whether the folder is exist or not. So with the help of the same file object difference, there is a method called exist. You could see it is coming from the file class, and return type is boolean. So in boolean variable I can store the value, right. Then so boolean, say boolean a, and now you can give some if loop to check whether the file is exist or not. If a equal to true, in case the folder already exists, right, what you can do, you can just check that folder exists, else you can simply check that folder does not exist. Okay. Now let's try to run. So already folder is created 23 September, right? So you don't need to again create it. In case you want to create a new folder, you can definitely create it. So now if you run it, you could see folder exists because the 23rd September folder is already available in the Selenium training package. That is the reason folder exists. Now you can also delete the file, right? So these are the different operation you can do for the folder or the directory. It is called directory or folder. You can create a folder, you can check the existence of any folder, you can delete the folder also. So if you want to delete it, so what you can do, file dot delete, right? You can delete the folder completely. After that, after folder is deleted, you can again check. So for that you need to create one more variable after deleting the folder. So I can create something called b, and after deleting the folder you can check whether the folder exists or not. So it will be not be exist, right? So here you need to give the new variable name b. Okay. So after deleting, the folder will not be exist, and it will be also removed from the Selenium training folder 23rd September. Now let's try to run it and let's see. You could see initially folder exists here. After I have removed the folder, deleted the folder, so now folder does not exist. So that is the way you can deal with the directory of the folder. Now you could see 23rd September folder also removed from here. There is no folder. So that is the way. These are the different operations you can do for the folder structure. Now, what are the different things you can do for the file? Similar to file, you can create a file, you can check whether the file exists or not, you can delete the file, right? You can also check the file can be readable, writable, absolute path, length, or name also. So, for creating the file, so similar way you need to create the class object of the file class. So, I will just comment it out. Now for creating the file, how can you do it? You need to use file dot create new file method, right? Through which you can create a new file. Now you could see some error messages coming, so you need to surround with try catch block, or you can give some exception. So that is the way it's done. Now once file is created, so what you can do, you can again check file dot, right? Can readable, can writable, right? So you can check file dot can write, file dot get name, get absolute path, all this stuff. Absolute path, get file dot size, length, right? You could see. So last modify all this. There are a lot of methods you can try with that under the file class, especially for the file or the folder. You can give it a try. So initially there was nothing available in case the file is getting created, right? So here you need to give, say, instead of that folder name, you need to give test.txt file, exactly file name. It was not the folder because we are trying to create a new file. So that is the way you can give the path. Similarly, you can check the existence or not. It will give you true, the boolean value, right? You could see now it is true, readable. Yes, I just created the file readable. Also you can check whether the file is hidden or not. Sometimes file might be hidden, you're not able to see visualize it, right? Like that. So writable or not. Get the name. What is the name of the file? Test.txt. What is the path of the file? C drive in my desktop, Selenium training is the package, and test.txt is the file name. And here you can get, right? Get path also. Path will give you the complete path, and absolute path means the file complete file name also. And return length is 0 because now file got created here. You could see test.txt file. What is the timestamp? Right, 23rd 09, right? All this stuff 7:11 p.m. So there are a lot of other method also there, like if you get file dot, so you could see there are a lot of other method. Delete, you can delete the file, you can change the existence, you can get the complete path, right? You can get the name in case any parent is there, right? For the folder you can get the parent name, right? Is directory available or not, is file they are hidden, last modified, right? All this stuff you can get it. So there are a lot of methods available in the file class. In case something you want to check it, right? For readable, writable, all this stuff you can give it, get it. So this is the way, right? You can create a file and you can check the different properties of the file, or you can create the folder structure. You can also remove the file. You can check the existence of that also not. So once the file is created, the no need to create the file, because in the same path that is fine. It will be available there until you are removing it again. Now the next two important thing of the file is, right, how you can read a file or write the data to the file. So first I will try to write the data into the file. So for that one, right, I need to go to that file, wherever file my file is kept. Then what I will do, I will just try to write some data. So for that one, I will be need to take help from the buffer writer class. So I will be creating the object for buffer writer. bufferwriter, buffer writer. I can create a variable called bw equal to new buffer writer, and here you need to pass the reference of the file object. So that's all. I think some error message will be coming. So you need to import the buffer writer from the java.io package, because all will be coming from the java.io package. Now what you need to do, suppose in case you want to write some data, you can store in string variable. So string set data equal to say what I want to do, like learn java from scratch. So that is the thing you want to update it. Here some error message is there. Okay, I need to change it to writer. No, what is that? Buffered, buffered writer. Okay. So before buffer writer, I need to create one more thing called file writer. Here file writer. Otherwise it will not work. Writer fw equal to new file writer. Because buffer writer will first we need to use the file writer, then buffer writer. Here it will be file reference. Okay. Now we need to import it, the file writer again from the java.io package, and now it will be file reference here. fw file writer reference here, not the file. So that is the first thing. We will be creating the object for instance for the file class, then we will be using the file writer object, then we will be using buffer writer object, and here we will be creating the buffer writer object. And then whatever data you want to import, that you can do it. Now you can do bw dot write. There is a method available called write. Okay, what you can do, you can write simply string, right? What is the string? Then you can close the bw dot close, you can close the buffer writer, and you can close the file writer. Now you could see there will be data will be updated now. Okay, there is no output, but now if you go to the file here, you could see last modified 23rd September 7:16 p.m. just now, and size is 1 KB, right? Now you could see here learn Java from scratch. So that is the thing you want to update it. So that is the way you can update it. Now say in case you want to update the thing, right? Learn Java from scratch hyphen 23 September. And now after that also, if you want to get the length, file dot length, right, you can get how many length character you have added it. Now it will be updated accordingly and it will give you the length here. It's 31 character including space. Now you could see again it's updated 7:17 p.m. and you could see the 23rd September also updated to, it is will be to 31 character, right? So if you just want to count here, 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 31 character total available. So it is giving the size here, right, in the output console. So that is the way you can also try to add the data into the file, primarily in the notepad, right? Here you will be learning how to deal with the folder structure and how to deal with the note text file, right? and the Excel part will be learning slowly down the line, because primarily for the interacting with the Excel we need to take help from the Apache PY, and those part will be learning slowly. Now here I already updated my file, and this part already there, right? Now I want to read the file. So similarly, just file writer right here will be using file reader. Okay, so I can use file reader. So that is the, you will be reading the data. So equal to file reader equal to, sorry, file reader object effort equal to new file reader, and here you need to give the file reference. And here you can give some variable called integer I just for declaration, because we'll be using some while loop. And here you need to import the file reader from the java.io package, because all will be coming from the java.io package here. And then you can give some while loop, while, and you will be reading it from the fr file reader. There is a method called read, so I'll be giving I equal to fr dot read method. And here what thing I want to do, I just want to check whether it's not equal to 1 means there is some available, right, data available, not equal to -1. So that is the logic. In case there is something is there, you can just do it. Now I want to so simply print it as a character wise. Okay, so print out char, and here I can give I char of I. So I, and I need to give one more bracket. So that is the way, right, you want to read the data. Now you could see here it will be reading the file, and it will be printing the details in the console. Okay, character wise, right? Okay, so that is the way you can read it. Now if you just change it simple way, okay, so if I want to change it, right, the previous one, say learn Java, that is the anything I can do it. Okay, now if I just save it, in case the file is, right, in case you want to update the file and the file is open, it will fail. But reading part, it will not be a problem, it will not be fail. But in case you want to update any file, you want to write the data to a file, definitely you need to always make sure that. Or maybe let's see, comment out sometime, simply with the help of the SY also it might get printed out. Okay, let's see whether it's printing out or not. If you want to character wise print out, okay, now it is not printing, it is printing the some value. Okay, because for each and every character is value, the ASCII value it is printing out. So you need to convert it to character, and then you need to print it out. So this is the way. There are multiple way will be available, might be, definitely, but through which you can read and write the file. Okay, yeah, I will just take a pause, guys. So these are the primary operation, right? We can create the folder structure, we can delete the folder, so we can check the folder is already exist or not. We can create the file, we can get the path, the size or length, right, readable, writable, hidden, all this stuff. And we can update the file, right, we can read new data, add new data to the file, we can also read the file along with the reading and writing. So always remember, whenever you want to read the data, so it will be file reader, buffer reader, and in case you want to write the file, it will be file writer, buffer writer. And there is a file class, all this, right, there is a file class available, sorry, java.io package available, where you can get all the related class like java buffer writer, buffer reader, file class, all this part will be available in the java.io package. So that is the way you can create some folder structure, and definitely you can work with like some text file, other stuff, but Excel part you will be learning in the upcoming session. Yeah, yeah, Bankudi. Mkdir is for creating the folder structure or directory, not for the file. No, it will just replace it, it will replace it simply. Okay, so that is the reason you can check Whether in case it is exist, you will not be creating, right? In case it is not exist, you can create it. That is the way you can avoid it. Okay, that is the reason file.exist method is there, right? So there is something available called, one second, file dot on exist might be, yeah, delete on exit, right? So that in case it is available, then only it will be deleting, right? Similarly, exist, create, create new. Here you can give some bracket, right? The whether is, like you are using, right, file dot exist, dot exist, and in case it exist, then only you can write give the if and else loop. In case it exist, you will not simply create it, and in case it not exist, you can create it. That is the way you can avoid. Otherwise, it will simply replace the existing one. Yeah, I think it is possible. Okay, so uh, here you can give something called there is a methods available called read line. Let's see whether it is there or not. If for dot read line. Okay, read character might be. Okay, read. If for dot read character. For dot. Or you can try to create one more thing instead of that. Here, file reader is already there. Okay, then I can create something called buffer reader. PR new buffer reader. A few the Java version that is creating some problem might work also. Integer I, let's see, br dot, I will not change it. Br dot something, there's a read line method will be there. Dot read line, it will be giving you string. Okay, here you can give something not equal to null. As it's string, I can check not equal to null. Yeah, string, it will be string here, and I can simply print out I. It should work. Okay, so that is the way, right? I mean, you can just, there is not a single way available, there are maybe 10 or 8 solution will be there to reading and writing the thing. Okay, that is another solution also in case use. I told, right, always in one case you want to interact with that, so you need to use file reader, buffer reader, and in case you want to write it will be file writer, buffer writer, right, all this stuff. So where you need to remember, in case you are just using character wise, so it will be giving character. But in case you want to get the same way, right, the string wise, so you need to, I mean, return the thing. Return thing will be string format. So that is the way you need to do it. So slowly, as and when will be working, you will be getting a lot of thing, right? Solution. So just practice it, automatically you will be getting some more solution. Any other questions, guys? Because that is very very important, crucial, right? You always need to read and write the file. You need to create some folder. You need to create some file. That will be always there. Anyone, any doubt? Small, mediums, anything we will discuss, no worry. Uh-huh. It will be some different way, okay? Because Excel there will be, whenever it is file, right, only one file, there is no tab concept, right? but primarily for the excel there will be a lot of concept here. It will be fast, you need to go to the path, and excel there will be a lot of format, right? It can be 2003 format, 2007 format, because extension will be different, na? It is not always .txt, it will be .xls or .xlsx. So for that one you need to take help from the Apache API. First you need to go to the sheet, the means excel sheet name, then you need to go to the tab, right? The sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, then you need to go to the row, then you need to go to the column, and then you need to go to the cell. So that is the I will be reading it, so it will be complicated little bit, but you know worry, but I will be covering it down the line, how to slowly you want to read every cell, right? And how you to write the data in the cell, because it will be not the simple format. Okay, any other questions, anyone? Okay, in the 10th and 11th session you will be learning how to deal with the excel sheet, read and write with the help of the Apache API. Then the next important topics will be the Java collection framework. Sometimes it is called JCF, right? Java collection framework. So the collection in Java is a framework which provides an architecture to store and manipulate the group of objects. Suppose say in case you are dealing with like lot of thing, right? For which like you do not know the size, right? Or definitely you don't want to deal with the array, because for the array, right, one in case you fix the size, right, you cannot increase the size, or in case you do not have the right less object, right, so that automatically default one will be taking the default value based on the data type. Okay, but Java collection framework you can randomly store the value, right, and you can randomly increase or decrease the size. It will not be creating any problem at all. So collection framework is a unified architecture for representing and manipulating collection. All collection framework will be containing three important things. One is called interfaces. Second one is called implementation. Interfaces mean the abstract class. Second one is implementation of the classes. Third one is algorithms or the methods. So interfaces, these are the abstract data type which represent collection. Interface allow collection to be manipulated independently of the details of the representation. In object-oriented language, interfaces generally form an hierarchy. In the next diagram, you can understand what is the way, right? The lot of interfaces is having the relationship in the Java collection framework. Implementation is nothing but the classes. There are concrete implementation of the collection interface. In essence, they are reusable data structure. An algorithm is nothing but the method which is coming either from the collection or from the classes through which you will be doing the different kind of operation. So these algorithms are the method which perform useful computation such as searching, sorting, on object that implement collection interface. The algorithm are said to be polymorphic. That is, the same method can be used on many different implementation of the appropriate collection interface. So all the operation you want to perform on data. Primarily data means the value, right? Data. Okay, the searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation, deletion, which can be achieved by the Java collection framework. Java collection framework will be giving you lot of interfaces like queue, dequeue, list, set, right, and the different classes, because each interface will be having lot of classes. I mean linked with lot of classes like array list, linked list, queue, has set, link set, reset, etc. So this is the diagram if you are able to recapture, and that will ease your right the pain. Okay, so there are four thing here in Java collection framework architecture. One is some right rectangular shape with some color. Blue color means the interfaces, and green color means rectangular shape means the class. And there are two kind of line. One is solid arrow mark, which is the implement, and one is dotted arrow mark, which is the extend. So in the last one you already know, right? Already learned that class to class it will be always extend, interface to interface it will be always extends, but class to interface it will be always implements. So here there are a lot of interfaces: list, queue, set, dequeue, sorted set. So sorted set will extend into set interface, dequeue will be extended into queue, and list, queue, set, all these are extend into collection, and at the end of the day collection will be extending to iterable interface. Okay, and here, and now we'll go with the classes. So there is a stack which will be extending to the vector class, and then vector, linked list, array list, all will be implementing to list interface, and vice versa, right? In the different way, linked list will be implementing to different interfaces. One is list and one is DQ at the same time, whereas array DQ will be implementing to DQ interface, priority queue class will be implemented to the queue interface, whereas tree set will be implementing to sorted set, and linked hash set and hash set will be implementing to set interface. So I mean I will explain more, so that is the way you can sync now. So this is the complete diagram. So there will be interfaces, there will be class, there will be implementation, there will be extension. So interface to interface, class to class, it will be always extended, and class to interface it will be always implemented. So only the linked list class will at the same time it will be implementing to list and DQ interface. Okay, and here tree set also will be implementing to sorted set, and sorted set also extending to set, so it will be having the both the feature of set and sorted set. Now we'll explain what is this all about, what is iterable collection, all this stuff. So in the next slide I already mentioned, iterable interface is the root interface for all the collection classes. The collection interface extends the iterable interface, and therefore all the subclass of collection interface also implement the iterable interface. Then the collection interface is the interface which is implemented by all the classes in the Java collection framework. It declares the method that every collections will have. In other words, user can say that the collection interface build the foundation on which Java collection framework will depend. Now I will explain all the other interface. The list. What is list? In case you want to store the data in the order, same order, right? Whatever order you have added, same order you want to store the data, and data can be contain duplicate as well, then the list interface will be the appropriate. So that is the objective of the list interface. And set will contain only unique value but not the duplicate value. In case you want to try to add the duplicate value, it will only hold the unique value. It will remove the duplicate value, but it does not, right, have any ordered. So suppose in case you are giving A, B, C, D, E, but whenever you want to return type, it can give anything B, C, D, E, A, like that. It will not be ascending or descending, any order it will give you. So there is another interface available called sorted phrase. So it is similar to set, means it will only contain the unique value, but it will be in sorted order, in sorted ascending order, right? Top to bottom. Sorry, I mean lowest to highest, or alphabetically A to Z, like that. So that is the three interface: list, set, and sorted set. Then queue. Queue is nothing but the fast in, fast out. Whatever way ordered you have entered the data, same order you will be getting the data. So it is fast in, fast out, FIFO. And DQ means it is kind of doubly ended queue. So both side of the queue will be open. So you can do the operation from the both side. You can add the data from the both side. You can remove the data. You can manipulate the data from the both side. So that is the importance of these five important interfaces: list, set, sorted set, queue, and DQ. Whatever thing is written, I have already explained it. So any questions here? Because that is very, very important, guys. Okay, this concept is very, very important. Once you understand the concept, then you can easily understand the implementation as well. So whenever I'll be covering the individual level classes, then it will be giving you more and more clarity. But this is not very, very easy, guys, straightforward. In interview, in the real-time framework also, you need to implement a lot of things, and in the interview also definitely they will be asking the question from the JCF part or Java collection framework part. So just try to understand that in-depth part whatever possible, so that you can go you can deal the situation accordingly. Anyone, any doubt? Then I will go with the couple of important classes from the interfaces from the Java collection framework, which primarily used more in the real time. So array list. So what is array list? Try to understand the diagram. array list. It is extended into list. So it will be having the similar part from the list interface, right? Similar. So what is this? It will be having duplicate value, any value you can add it, and it will be in same order, whatever order you are entering the data. So that is the way I have written also here. Using array list, you definitely whenever you are dealing with the Java collection framework, you can handle the situation like for that one. Mean size issue which is not possible in the array. So what is the difference between the array and array list? So I already told, right? I mean, you already learned. So array means once you need to define the size, okay, but array list you no need to define any size, okay. In array, in case you define the size, you cannot add more data. But here array list you no need to declare it, right? As and when you can add it, you can do it. In array list, in array, in case you are suppose size is 5, in case you are having 3 data, right? The remaining 2 will be taking the default value. In case it is integer, right? It will be having numeric 0, double it will be 0.0. In case it is a string, it will be 0 null, like that. But here array list you no need to deal, because whatever value will be there, it will be taking the dynamic side. And array will be dealing with the data type. But all the collection framework like array list also, it will be dealing with the wrapper class, because Java collection framework will only deal with the relevant wrapper class. Only object and class it will consider, not the data type. So this is the primary difference. Array list inherits abstract list class and implement list interface. Array list allows duplicate implementation element. Java array list class maintain insertion order. In array list class, manipulation is slow because a lot of shifting need to be occurred if any element is removed from the array list. Okay, there is a sort method also available through which you can sort the data as well as with the help of the sort method. So how you can see here array list. Array list can deal with the like string, float, integer, double, all these primarily wrapper class object, not the data type. Remember, you could see array list, then here you can give the wrapper class, right? Relevant wrapper class, and you can create a object here, and then you can add the data and you can just print the data. So I will show you both the way, like a numeric part like integer and the string as well. Couple of collection framework I will be giving it here, right? So array list, generally in case you are dealing with array, what you need to do, int, double, float, string, all this stuff. But here it will be dealing with the wrapper class. Int will not take, you need to give integer. So array list, that is the object I want to create, new, and array list. So only you need to give the wrapper class type here. So that is the way you can create an object. So you need to import the array list from the java.util package, because all the collection will be there, java.util package. Now here you can only add the similar type, right? Whatever way you collection wrapper class declared, add. You could see there is add method. So I can add 10, and it will also allow you to add duplicate value, because that is the list interface, right? You can add duplicate value 30, 20, like 30, 40, like that. So that is the way you can do. And now you can get the size of the array list, dot size here, dot size, dot length. Okay, array list. So the variable got dot length or size. Yeah, size is returning you the integer. And you can also, if you want to print the details here, you can do whatever way. You can go with the for loop, you can go with the enhanced for loop. I will let you know what is the enhanced for loop. So I will go with the for loop simply. Integer I equal to 0, I less than, because it's starting with 0, so it will go till size, ar dot size, right? Size minus 1, I plus plus. Simply I. That is the way you can print out the value of the array list. You could see first one is what is the length of the array, size here. So how many data you have added? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it can contain duplicate, because that is the interfaces, list interfaces concept, right? And now you could see, okay, okay. So I means it is giving you the right element 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which element. Now if you want to get the value here, so you need to use, okay, air dot get of I, get of I, then you can get the value, right? Whatever value you have added. Now you could see the whatever value you have added, right? Same way, 10, 10, 30, 20, 40, like that, right? Whatever way you have. Now, apart from that, in case you want to add more value, right? Here, after printing it, right? So, AR dot add. You can add also after printing it out, so that you can have like that 60. And you can write remove also, dot remove. You could see need to give the index. So this is 0th index, this is first index. So in case you want to remove the index one, so it will be there. Now if you want to update, right, ar dot set, okay, which index number you want to change, that will we need to give and what value. So this is 0th index, and first index you are removing, right? So this will be again your first index, this is second index, this is third index. So 40 part you want to update is 400, say. So you need to give it 3 and you can change it to 400. So now 40 will be updated by 400. Okay, then you can just give some breakpoint here. So that is the way, right? You can give some variation, and then now you can check again for loop. So after updated, right, whatever value will be there, you can print it out simply. So that will be giving you some differentiation. You could see initially I have having 4 5 element, 10, 10, 30, 40, 20, 40. So this is my element. Now what I did, I have removed one first index, that means that particular index removed. I have added 60, that is last, and I have, so this is remove means now 0, 1, 2, 3, and third part I want to update with 400. So right, so that will be updated. Now 110 is there, second element remove, 30, 20, and now 40 is replaced with 400, and now 60 is also added. So these are the different operations primarily you can do with the array list. The next one is linked list. Okay, so if you go to the diagram here, so what is linked list? You could see linked list is, right, implementing two interface, one is list, one is DQ. So list means array list, similar way it will be having the linked list, all the thing will be there. But apart from that, linked list is implementing DQ interface. So what is DQ? It is double-ended queue. Means both the way you can do the operation. So that is the only differentiation or only the addition part of the linked list, right? So Java linked list uses doubly linked list to store the element. It provides a linked list data structure. It inherits the abstract class and implement list and DQ interface. Java linked list can contain duplicate element, right? It will also maintain the insertion order. Manipulation will be completely fast because you can do the operation from the both side. Now similar way, instead of array list, so similar operation, but will be couple of advantages will be there apart from the array list. So those what I will be showing you. Okay, so here simply I will change the name here. Instead of array list, it will be linked list. I am not changing the variable name. So I need to implement that, import that linked list class from the Java util package. Now similar way you can do it. There will be no difference at all. So it will be having the same feature of array list, and it will be giving the same value. Now what are the additional operation you can do here? So we have tried to add it, right? Apart from that, so here array list you can add only one way, right? On the only one side, it is first in first out order. But here if you go with the linked list, so you could see if you want to add, you could see add first and add last. So both the side you can add the element. So now if you want to add first, so say 100 I want to add. So now is 100 will be your 0th element. Similarly, if you want to remove something, right? Okay, before removing, you just try to just run it. So now 100 will be first element. You could see 100 will be first element. Now if you want to write remove anything, air dot remove, you can see remove index wise or remove first or remove last, right? In case you are having multiple thing, remove occurrence means in case you are having 23 times, so you want to which occurrence, first one or second one or third one, that is also you can give it. So like remove last, right? I can remove at the last one. So what will be removed? Now 60 will be removed. So that is the way, right? You can deal with that linked list. So you could see now 60 removed, and you can operate from the both the side, add, right, manipulation, deletion, all this stuff. So that is the primary difference between the linked list and array list. So you are able to understand the concept from the diagram. It will be not be an but it will be easy job. Okay, otherwise it will be very very tough. So what I mean primarily, right, in case you want to, right, save lot of data, means similar data, right, in case suppose say you already deal with the find elements, in case you want to store with similar type of data, right, then you can go with that one, right, array list, linked list, where you can store them. Then there are two more thing I'll be covering it. I'll then taking a pause. Okay, then hash set and tree set. Okay, these are the I will cover, which is very very used popular. Set, you could see what is hash set. It is implementing to set interface. What is set? It will be having unique data. Duplicate data will not be allowed. It will be having unique data, but there is no order of any output. So tree set is there, which is implementing to set as well as sorted set. So sorted set means it will be sorted in ascending order, like 0 to positive value or negative to positive value or A to Z alphabetically. So that is the primary difference between tree set and hash set. So now I'll be covering the tree set, hash set first. So Java hash set class is used to create a collection which uses a hash table for storage. It inherits the abstract class and implements set interface. Hash set does not allow duplicate. If user try to add duplicate element, the old value will be overwritten. Hash set allows null value. However, in case you want to insert more than null, one null will be there, remaining will be overwritten. Hash set does not maintain any order. The element would be returned in any random order. Hash set is the best approach for searching operation. Java hash set can be used to add element from another collection as well. So let's try to remove it. Let's comment out. And here I'll be showing you what is how you can use the, right, the Java enhanced for loop, or it is called for each loop. Okay, so I'll go for hash set. Here I'll be showing you integer type. Here I have showed you integer type. Here I will show you string data type. So here say hash set. Here I will be going use string. So hs hash set equal to new hash set. I need to import it from the Java util package here. Now similar way I will try to add the data. Here it is string format, so I need to give double quote here. Say I want to give Selenium. Here it will not allow you to duplicate one. You can add it, but it will only take unique value. Then I can give UFT. Then say Tosca. Then say JMeter. These are the different tool for automation. Right. Now what you can do, you can print out how many data is available. So hs dot size. So how many data I have added? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it will giving you the output called 4. Why? Because it will only contain the unique value. It will remove the duplicate value. You could see 4. Now how you can print it out the value? So what is the type here? String. So whenever you will be using the enhance for loop, simply you need to use for here, and you need to give the type here relevant to the wrapper class string. It is string, and you can create something called new object reference object colon. You need to give the existing object reference of the hash set, simple one, and here you can print out simply new one object. So that is the way it is called enhance for loop or for each loop. Okay, you could see how easily I can do it. So it will be data type, not the wrapper class, because string and string it is same. But in case it is intger, integer wrapper class, here it will be int. This one will be data type here. Whenever you will be using enhanced for loop, it will be data type, not the wrapper class. But yeah, in the collection framework, you need to always use the wrapper class. But in case, especially for the enhanced for loop, you need to use the data type. Okay, not that one. So here, in case it is double, it will be capital D, DOUBLE, capital D, and relevant data type will be small double, DOUBLE, doubles, everything in the lower case. So it is the data type. In case it is integer, so it will be int. Now you could see how easily you can print the value. You could see UFT, Tosca, Jmeter, Selenium. There is no order maintained. Any random order you can give, take. Okay, UFT it has taken first. Then Selenium. There is no order. That is the sometime drawback. In case you want to search something, that is fine. But in case you want to get the results in any order, right, ascending, descending, or any order, so that will be not be maintained. So that is the problem of the hash set. Okay, so what we can do it, we can use something called tree set. So here I will be simply changing it to tree set. So here a similar way you can do it, tree set. So you need to import it. So what is tree set? Java tree set is one of the most important implementation of the sorted set interface, because it is also having set and sorted set interface in Java that uses this tree for storage. Java treeset class implements the set interface that uses a tree for storage. It inherits abstract set class and implements navigable set interface. The object of the treeset class are stored in ascending order. The Java treeset class contain unique value like hash set. Java treeset class does not allow null element. So Java hash set might be allowing you null only unique type, but treeset will not allow null because it is only, and it will give you the ascending order. In case it is alphabetical, it will be giving you the A to Z. In case it is numeric, it will go for the lower to higher. So you could see now Jmeter, then Selenium, then Tosca, and UFT, ascending order. Okay. Now, in case still you want to update some value, dot add, right? You can add the value here. Suppose say in case I want to add maybe any new thing called testng, right? I want to add say APM tool, that I can do it, right? I can also remove it, hs dot remove any object. You can, right, keep the object whatever you want to remove it. So say I want to remove anything, say this is the part I want to remove, UFT part I want to simply remove it. You can give it like that. After that again you can just run the loop. So make sure that you are changing the variable here, new variable, otherwise it will be printing you same object. Okay, every time after changing, in case you are not changing to variable new variable, it will be having the problem, because it will refer the old variable here after here, right? So that it will not giving you the correct picture. So that is the reason. Similar way, after removing everything, you can just use a new variable. Now you could see here, initially it was for Jmeter, Selenium, Tosca, and UFT alphabetical order. Now what I did, or here I can give some breakpoint, so that you can see the differences completely. Now you could see I have added APM, I have added test engine, I have tried to remove EFT. Now again the order got changed, APM, Jmeter, Selenium, test engine, Tosca, alphabetical order, ascending order. In case you want to deal with the numeric part, right, so you can give here integer here simply, and you can give the integer value because it will not be in the double quote, because integer is a here intger depper class, and here it will be integer int, and that is the way simply print it out. So that is the way how easily you can deal with the enhanced for loop, right? Instead of like I equal to 0, all this stuff you no need to do it, and simply you can use it based on the data type. I will take a pause, guys. Any questions? Anyone? Is it clear, guys? Okay. Okay. Yeah, any question is not like that, right? You have to ask here. Suppose after going through the video documentation, practicing, any new question is coming, right? Definitely we can discuss on the next day. Not be a problem. Yeah. Sometime right now immediately you are not able to get the your query, but if you try to practice it, going through the thing one more, two more time, and slowly you can understand, and slowly you can have some more doubt. Also, not be a problem. We'll discuss then. So apart from that, in another collection part, right, where which might be using sometime, which is called hasmap. So here we have deal with the one way, right? Only one relevant data we can hold it. But in case I need to go with the two dimension sometime, right? So what I need to do, that hasmap is available. So Java hasmap class implements the map interface by using a hash table. It generates abstract map class and implements map interface. So, what is the exact implementation or the example I can give it? Suppose say a telephone directory. You already seen everybody. Nowadays mobile came, but in case before mobile right came, there was a STD or the phone, right? Every most of our home. Okay, we used to having some ISD number and then phone number. So what is there? Your phone number should be always unique throughout the world, right, or throughout your country or your state. It will be unique. But phone number name, right, the person who is having that same phone number can be unique, not unique, even duplicate as well. So whatever is unique, it is called key, and whatever is the corresponding value, it is called value. Key value pair combination, it is called. One object is used as a key or index to another object called value. It can store different type. String key is integer value, integer key is string value, string, integer, integer, like that, or the same type as well. Hash map does not allow duplicate keys but allow duplicate value. That means a single key cannot contain more than one value, but more than one key can contain single value. This class makes no guarantee as to the order of the map. Suppose in case I want to give you like string, right, the hash map. So suppose say every country is having their capital, or every state is having their capital, so it will be string, right? In case I want to give example of like integer and the decimal. So every organization there will be having some employee number, right? It will be integer, and decimal will be there, or it will be the salary, right? It may be in lakhs or thousand, like that. Suppose say 2.34 lakhs, that is decimal, right? Sorry, double. So that is the one of the important part, right? So suppose say in case I want to go with like integer, okay. So every student will be having some percentage. So student roll number and they whatever marks they have achieved, that will be integer format, right? Integer string. So telephone directory, phone number is the integer, and the name of the telephone right holder is like string. So that is the in the real time also you can do it. So how you can create the like details for the hash map, okay? So it will be two combination. Okay, one example I have already given here, another example I will try to show you in the other format. Okay, so say student related part I will show you. Here I have tried to given like state and their relevant language, whatever language they used to use in the state, right? So West Bengal we used to Bengali, UP, Hindi, Bihar, Bhojpuri, and maybe other state also might having like Tripura, they can have the Bengali language as well, but state will be unique, that is called key, and value will be duplicate, might be, right? Couple of state might have the same language, like that. Here I'll be giving you another example here, which will be like integer and string combination. So how you can create it? So it will be hash map. Let's give it. So it will be always a wrapper class integer, and then I can give called string. So it will be comma. That is the format for hash map. And say hm or maybe student. That is the class I can create it. I want to store the student related information. That is the syntax. Now I need to import the hash map Java util package. Then this is my object here, and how I can add the data. So it will be here put method. You could see it is coming integer key and string value. So say I want to give say roll number wise, right? Say roll number 3, student name. Sorry, it will not be comma within the inverted code because it is integer only, and here I can keep something called Rahul. So that is the one thing. Your key will be always unique. Your value can be duplicate. Like suppose say 3 and then 5, 6 also might be Rahul. Like 1, say Rajesh, say 5. In case you are able to make not unique, it will take remove the duplicate one. Say Raghav, say 13, say Bijon, like that. So that is the way I have added the details. Yeah, now if you want to print out the details, so it will be student. Okay. You could see 1 Rajesh, 3 Rahul. Okay, based on the alphabetical order. 5 Raghav, 6 Rahul, 13 Bijan. Okay. So value key will be unique always, and value might be duplicate. So 1 Rajesh first, 3 Rahul, again 5 Raghav, 6 Rahul, and that is the way it will give you that array format. But sometime I just want to print in my own way. I want to sometimes print the keys. I want to sometimes print the values. I want to print the value and pair in my own way. Then how can I do it? So let's print the keys. Print keys only. So what you can do it? So you need to use for loop here. So what is the key here? It is integer, right? So I need to use new integer. Integer anything called I colon, right here. So student, simply not student, here you need to use key set. So that is the way you can get from the key. Okay, then here SYSO, simply you can print the I. So that will only print the keys, right? The numeric part, the keys, roll number. You could see now we are able to print the keys. In case you want to print the values, print values only. So here what is the value type? It is string, right? So you need to use string instead of that string. Say s variable I can give it. So it will be student dot values, and now I can print the s. Now it will print you the values. You could see now it already given, first one is already given, here is keys and the relevant values. But now in case you want to write print both the keys and values, so it is also possible, not be a problem here. So how you can print it? Print keys and values. So that is the loop you can use, enhance for loop. Yeah, key set here I can print the I part, right? Then I can concatenate, then I can give some space, whatever space 1 or 2 3 space I want to give, again concatenate. Now it will be student dot get of I, the value corresponding I. So it will print you the I and the corresponding value at the same line, keys and value. Let's see. You could see I have given two three space, one Rajesh, two three Rahul, five Raghav, six Rahul, again start begin. So that is the way. Sometime you need to deal with that one. That might be primarily required. Sometime in the correction framework primarily, sometime you need to deal with some sort of properties file where you need to hold the pair. Properties file means suppose in case you want to deal some URL, so URL and URL name, so that is key, and their name will be the particular element name and the corresponding value, right, ID or class name or other stuff. So that is the way you need to give some timeout. So the timeout and the value will be 30 second, 40 second, 50 second. So that is the part in the real time framework you need to deal with, right. That is the way. So that is the way, right. Has might be play a pivotal role in the real time framework implementation as well. Okay, especially for the dealing with the properties file, because properties file will be also key value pair combination, and has map will help you to deal with the key value pair combination. Yeah. Any questions? So that are the primary important thing I have tried to cover. There are a lot of things over there, but these are the primary thing you will be using 99% time while automating the Selenium part, using Selenium part, right. That is the reason I have tried to cover it in that particular course. These are the important collection framework, classes and interfaces will be used mostly. I will go to the last part, which is like multi-threading. Okay, because it is having a lot of other module also. So actually the multi-threading concept you should understand first, because especially for the testing standpoint we do not use much implementation. So whenever you want to do the parallel testing or distributed testing, right, we will be using that thread concept. But if you are able to understand the concept, then you can easily correlate the thing. That is the reason I have tried to cover in the syllabus. So I have given the example, right. Whenever I started Java, say you are your manager like right, brought maybe 100 sweets, okay, and he told, right, that you are the person, right, maybe Pankuri, you go and take the 100 sweets. So what you can do, you can maybe eat like 5 sweets, 10 sweets like that, but not more than that in a day. So it might take 2 or 3 days, right, or 4 days or 5 days to eat all the sweets, right. So how much time it is taking? It is taking more time, right. 3 days, 4 days time it is taking to complete the process. But in case your team member is, you are having 20 team members team, and manager told you that you ask everyone, right, my sweets already box is placed in that room. You ask all the team members so that they can grab the sweets. So what they will do, the 20 members will go and they will take the eat one by one sweets, and as and when somebody is finishing they will take the other one, and that way within 10 seconds, 10 minutes of time all the 100 sweets can finish. So that is the reason, right? Instead of one resources, so multiple resources might work parallelly to complete the process like faster way. So that is the process called threading, right? Multi-threading. So multi-threading is a mechanism which allows concurrent execution of two or more part of the program, like for maximum utilization of the CPU parallelly. Each part of such program is called thread. Thread are lightweight process within a process. Thread are independent. If there occurs exception in one thread, it does not affect other thread. So it uses shared memory area. So suppose in case like maybe there are 20 person is there, maybe one person is having some sort of maybe some problem, maybe she or he will not able to take one more sweet, right, or maybe he will not take one or more, even one sweet as well. So is it affect the other 19 member? No. Even suppose say two or three members they are just tied up with two sweets, that's fine, they can leave after two sweets, but the remaining person they can take the other sweet. That is the way it will work. So one thread does not affect the other, all are independent mostly. Yeah, there might be some dependency, that is different story, but mostly they are independent. So that dependency you can add it by yourself, but generally the thread are independent. So how threads can be created by using two way, one is extending the thread class, one is implementing the runnable interface. So you need to understand the thread life cycle. So it will be new, runnable, running, waiting, and dead. So there will be something called scheduler where all the thread will be present. Just like your team is working in a particular ODC or maybe you're in a particular floor, right? So this is called, and your manager is controlling all of them, right? Or your lead is controlling all of them. They are giving some work so that they will first finish that work and they'll pick up some work like that. So that is called scheduler, right? Your that is called uh, yeah place, right, where the thread will be stored, and right, and one scheduler will be I mean running them. So this is called pool, thread pool, where everything will be stored, and your scheduler will select like one by one and they can do the work. I mean they can ask the thread to perform accordingly. Okay. So initially it will be new status. In this phase, the thread is created by using the thread class. It remains in this state till the program starts the thread. It is also known as born thread or child thread. Then runnable. In this phase, the instance of the thread is invoked with the start method. Right? Always thread will be invoked with the start method, which is the properties of the thread class. The thread control is given to the scheduler to finish the execution. It depends on the scheduler whether to run the thread or not. Then it will be running. When the thread start the execution, then the change status will be changed to running from the runnable. The scheduler select one thread from the thread pool and it start executing in the application. Sometimes thread can be waiting. This is a state when a thread has to wait. As there are multiple threads are running in the application, there is need of for synchronization between threads. Hence, one thread has to wait till the other thread get executed. Therefore, this state is referred as waiting state. Dead, this is the state when the thread is terminated. The thread is in running state, and as soon as it's completed processing, it is dead thread. Why we need to dead the thread? Because otherwise, in case you are not removing the space or thread, right, it will be still utilize the memory and it will just slow out the space. So why it is waiting? Suppose say you went to a marriage invitation, right? Generically, what we need to do in case like people are serving you the food, right? First they will be giving you the kind of soft drinks, then they will give you the starter, then they will give you the main course, then your dessert. But in case you do not right want the main course or the starter part, can you go the dessert? No, you have to wait for some time so that they can go in sequence. That is the logical way, but there will be exception will be there. So that is called the waiting part. So until you are finishing the main course, right, you will be not be getting the dessert part like that. That part, once your everything is happening, right, you can need to clear your memory so that it will not take the utilize the memory and your execution speed will not be slower. After starting a thread, it cannot never be started again. If user does so, it will throw the illegal thread exception error. Okay, in case thread is will be run, but second time it will throw the exception for the. So how you can get the thread? So by default system automatically there will be one default thread. Otherwise you cannot do any kind of operation. Suppose in case you are running the code, you can man in case you are opening a system, right? Some thread is working so that you are able to access something. Otherwise you will not able to do the operation. So for every Java program there will be default thread created by JVM or Java virtual machine, which is nothing but the main thread. The endpoint for the main thread is the main method. So by default there will be one thread there, which will be your main thread or default thread. So in case you want to create an object of the thread class, then you can easily understand here. So let's try to use thread. Say current thread, right? One thread will be there by default. So it will be thread dot current thread. So what is the current thread working? I can get the detail. Now I can print out all the details. Ct dot. You could see here. get name, get priority, get ID, all this stuff I can get it. Ct dot get name, get straight, ct dot is, right, is alive or dead, right, you can give it, is demon, like that you can also check. I will cover it that part, right. uh, get state, what state is there. So this is the different methods coming from the thread class, right, whether sleeping or not you can also get it. You can start the thread, you can stop the thread, you can suspend the thread, you can wait for some time, you can set it daemon thread, you can resume it, you can run the thread. This is the different method is already there. You can join it, right, you can interrupt it in case you want to do it, right. So these are the different thread, current thread, interrupted, in case it's interrupted, so you can check whether it's interrupted or not, like that. Okay, now if you want to just simply run it, it is not interrupted, that is the reason it will be giving you false here. Okay, you could see this is the priority of the thread. Name is main thread, status is runnable, alive, yes, alive, get state is also runnable, right. Then sorry, only one time you can do it. Interrupted, no, it is not interrupted. Now what you can do, you can set, right, you can see set the name, set the priority, set it daemon also. So in case you want to change the name of the thread, you can also change it. You can set the priority also, in case there are multiple thread also you can set on thread priority. Say here it is 5, I can change it to 10. After that, in case you want to write print it out, so it will be giving you the correct one. So that is for default thread, or the default one, which is nothing but the main thread. You could see now it got changed, right. Priority got changed from 5 to 10 and name also got changed from main to test. So that is for only for related to the main thread. Definitely one thread will be always there in your system, otherwise you cannot execute any operation or do any operation. Okay, so that is the default thread or the main thread in the JVM. Then how can you create the object of the thread, right, primarily. So let's close them. So we have already created the class, right. So I need to extend it, the thread class, extend thread. So that is the one option I can do it. And here you can create the method public void, method will be run method, run. So that is the concept of the thread, and you can give something called so thread started to run, so that you can get the details. Now what is the class name? This is the class name, right, and I can create a instance called t1 equal to new class. So that is the way I can create the thread class. Now what is the method I need to start it? So I need to call start method, strt, start method, to start the thread. So as and when you are starting, it will call the run method. So that is the way you can just simply run it, the thread. You could see now thread started to run. Once that's run, right, can you start it again? In case you want to again start it, it will throw the illegal thread exception for the second time, already written here, right. It will be giving you the thread. In case user does so, to run it again, it will be giving you illegal thread exception error. Okay, so you could see, but you can definitely create one new object, a new thread. That is the way you can create multiple threads, so it will not be a problem. Okay, and you can start it again. So that is the way, right, you can create for parallel, so that your three thread you can create, and you can execute it using 3 threads so that your work will be more faster. Okay, so that is the, I mean, implementation. But I mean, from the testing standpoint, you just need to know the concept of what is the important thing you can do with the thread. And the implementation part you can learn whenever you will be doing the parallel or distributed testing, primarily uh, using test engine framework. Then you can get more and more visible clear idea. And Dremon thread, that is the last part from today's topic. So you already seen, right, the why Java is important, because Java is already having some garbage collection mechanism. What is garbage collection? In case you are having 10 resources, right, you need to clean the, after your operation is done, you need to clean the page, so that you need to clear the garbage. Suppose say you have already taken a particular particular hall for your some celebration. Okay, it may be birthday celebration. Okay, so throughout the day you have taken the hall, and you have your lot of your relatives came, your guests came, and they have the breakfast, lunch, dinner, and other event like cake cutting, all this stuff. Okay, but as those particular that hall, right, they will be also next day also they need to give some rent for other function. So what they need to do at the end of the day, they need to clean all the things, right, and it will be new and neat place, so that other next third party other they can came next day, and they can again, right, go for the rent for that same thing. So that is the reason, once the utilization is happening, once our work is done, so that place need to be cleaned out, so that, right, in case you are having 10 thread, except one thread will definitely there for the system, remaining thread you can, right, make them dread, so that your garbage will be cleared, and those then remain next time your execution will be more faster. Otherwise it will simply they'll be wasting your, right, the CPU utilization, and they'll be having some space from the system, right, automatically your system performance or CPU utilization will be more and more, I mean, you're downgraded. So daemon thread is the low priority thread in context of JVM, which run in the background to perform such tasks such as garbage collection, etc. They do not prevent the JVM from exiting even if the daemon thread itself is running. When all the user thread finish their execution, JVM terminates itself when all user thread finish their execution. JVM does not take care whether daemon thread is running or not. If JVM finds running daemon thread, it terminates the thread and after that shut down itself. The main thread cannot be set to daemon thread. To set a thread to a daemon thread, user need to call the method called thread.isDaemon. In this, in case users call the setDaemon method after starting the thread, start method, it will throw illegal state exception. This clearly means user can call setDaemon method only before starting a thread. To check if the thread is daemon thread, user need to simply call method called isDaemon. So here I'll be just changing the body here. So whatever I part have written, right, here I'll be giving simple one condition. Okay, if thread dot current thread dot is daemon, right? So what I can do, one second. Okay, so daemon thread started. I can give something else. Daemon thread started to run. Else normal thread started to run. Right, so that is the way I can do it. Now what you can do, in case you are having multiple thread but nobody you have set to daemon, so what it will be printing it out, it will be printing out normal thread started to run, because nothing is daemon thread here. Two thread you have created but nothing is daemon thread, so how can you make it daemon? So as and when you are creating the object, right, here you need to make it daemon, but once you start your thread you cannot make it daemon. So t1 dot set daemon, right, you could see there is something called set daemon method, and you need to make it true, so that your t1 will be default to daemon thread, and after that you can start it and it will print you as a daemon thread. So that will just work as a, you could see, first one is normal thread and then this daemon thread started to run. But as and when before making it daemon, you cannot make it start, it will throw you the error. So you need to always do it after making it run, you could see. So that part you always need to do. So that is the way, right? There are these are the important concept from the thread part. So what is the importance of the thread? So that instead of one, right, thread, you can create n number of thread, and so that you can perform the different operation parallelly. Okay. Suppose in case you are having like say different variety of the food. Okay, say some sweet food and some other type of food is there, but one person only can take sweet food, one person other can spicy food, like that. But so that you can have different type of food and you can have allocate the resources so that they can parallel do the work. So that is the in the real time also. In case I want to execute my test case in different browser, different operating system in the faster way, so that multiple 3 or 4 5 that can work, and then we can distribute the test case within the thread, and that will be faster, overall execution will be faster. So I will just once go once time, and after that I will go for any questions. So there is a file a class available in Java. So there are a lot of methods available to handling the file, right? We can create the new file structure or directory, right? Folder, and we can create a file. We can check the existence of the file or folder. We can check whether the file is readable, writable, right? We can get the name, absolute path, length, all this stuff. We can delete the file or folder as well. We can add the details to the file, right? Maybe we can write the data of the existing paper in the text file, and we can also read the file in the format of character or the string anyway, right? We can read it, and we can also get to know how many, right, character is already available in the file. The Java collection framework JCF, right, which will allow you to store, manipulate, search, addition, deletion of this data. So there are interfaces, classes, and the methods will be available. There are a lot of kind of interfaces like list, queue, set, dequeue, sorted set. There are a lot of classes available like array list, linked list, kind of hash set, link set, tree set, all this stuff. Class to class, interface to interface, it will be always extend, and in classes to interface it will be always implements keyword. Okay. So what is list, right? It will be contain only duplicate element, but it will be having the same order, whatever order you have did it. And linked list means it will be, sorry, list interface. And then, right, if you go with the dequeue, it will be double ended queue, both side you can do the operation. And queue is like fast in fast order kind of stuff. Set means it will contain only the unique element, but there is no guarantee of the order. Sorted set, right, it will be kind of unique element, as well as it will contain the order also, right, ascending order. So array list, it will be unique, sorry, it can contain duplicate element, but it will be same order, it will be there, whatever order. Linked list, right, you can same of the array list, but both the side you can do the operation, right, addition, deletion, insertion, all this stuff. Hash set is a unique element, but it can contain the null also, unique element, but there is no guarantee of the order. Tree set is cannot contain the null, it will only contain the unique element, but it will only follow the unique order, like ascending order, like smaller to lower, sorry, smaller to greater, or lower to higher, or the alphabetical ascending order as well. Hash map, in case you are having two different stuff, right, it can be key or value pair combination, you can use the hash map, so it can be string, string, integer, string, string, integer, like all this stuff it can do. So your key will be always unique and your value will be always must be duplicate. So the class make no guarantee, right, of the order of the map. Okay. Single key cannot have more than one value, but one key can have more multiple single value. So thread is nothing but the concurrent execution, right, of your program. Right, thread is the lightest part of the process within a process. So right, within the thread, right, you can do the different operations simultaneously. Thread will be new status, runnable, running, waiting, and dead thread. So with the help of the there will be default thread will be there, which is called main thread, in case you are not creating a new thread at all. Without a thread you cannot work any program execution. Thread can be created with the help of the like implementing extending the thread class. So you need to start the thread to create the to initiate the thread. So you can create the multiple object for the thread using for the you can create the multiple thread as well. So daemon thread is the nothing but like some thread will be there for garbage collection. So that is the way you can set something for daemon thread. You can clear the garbage. Definitely more than one thread will be there to in case you want to do something. The default thread you cannot make it daemon thread. Okay. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.